The Army R85, the gun with the worst fucking semi-auto known to man. That is what I'm going to try and fix today. We're going to make sure the semi-auto works properly. Here we go. That is on halfway pre-cock, and I can't stall it. Try my best, but I can't pull the trigger enough fast enough to stall it. Flip the bad boy over, full auto. 3-shot burst. Hop set for 0.2s, chronoing 0.2s. What was that? For some reason, the gears no longer reach the piston. For absolutely fuck all reason, the gears no longer reach the piston. I've done some little tests, I fucked around a little bit, and this is sitting slightly looser than I'd like on the top of here. It tries its best, but it's just not reaching the piston. It's just making this horrible grinding sound. But there is absolutely zero fucking damage whatsoever to any of the gears. Now, the customer has spoken to me and he said, well, okay, yeah, it was a funny sound and it was being a bit weird when I first got it, so we're going to assume that I just never got that failure and it went away and came back. If we look at the original piston, you'll see there is massive amounts of grinding on the piston itself there. Now, I never even took this fucking top half apart. I did everything on the bottom half. I did nothing to this whatsoever. But for some reason, it looks like this piston was sat in here pissed. It looks like rather than being sat in here completely straight like that, it was sat in here at an angle like that, which means it was always actuating and it was always working. Also, this was very slightly rotated. So I think the only reason this was working is because it was catching only on the plastic teeth here. That was the only reason it was working. So we're going to change it out to another piston. So now I'm going to put the original motor back out on the side and put the SHS motor back in. There's your piston all the way back because it's on pre-cock. Ready? Yeah, boy. As you can see, I've changed up the top bushing to a bearing type. Now, the reason I've done this is because the standard one was wobbling all over the place like this. It was fucking terrible. The ones down the bottom, technically, I should change those out to bearing type as well, but I can't because the bearing types sit wobbly inside this. It's the way the fucking gearbox casing is made up. It's not fucking great. So these ones sit lovely, but this one here did not. So these are the ones that are getting a bushing type, because the bushing type is the only type of all the bushings that I've got that would fit. The bearing type is the only one. So this plate, the actuator plate, now catches. Ready? Watch this. Boom. And it gets stuck right there. So it's going to take a tiny slither of material off of here, starting about here, down to about here, so that when it does actuate, it can slide back in without catching. That looks like it's really rough, but it's not. It's actually very, very, very smooth. Ready? These parts here are all completely level, and it's actually recessed inwards very, very, very slightly. Now the idea of that is simple. If you look on here, that is now rounded. Yeah? I want the actuator to be able to slide perfectly over that bearing bushing. And obviously this sits very, very high up. Now someone's going to say, why don't you modify the bearing bushing? Why? Don't modify a bearing bushing. That's fucking why. When it pops out of its slot, all the way to the front, it can then slide backwards and ride up over easily. Here we go, see? Beautiful. One more time. Pop set for 0.2s, chronoing on 0.2s. Here we go. Fucking lovely. And once again, a solid win for the Warfare. We've now got a fully working R85 with burst fire, with pre-cocking, and with 0 semi-auto malfunctions. Have yourselves a nice fucking day.